My name is Tiara and I'm so glad to have you here. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 life lessons from the movie Bad Hair. For those who forgot or just didn't see it, here's a quick synopsis. A talented young woman begrudgingly gets a weave in order to gain access to the image-driven world of music television. Her quick rise up the ladder to success may come to a screeching halt when her new hair takes on a life of its own. There's a lot to unpack, so let's get into it. Life lesson 1. It's just hair. The phrase is sprinkled a few times throughout the movie, but no one really commits to the idea. And I get it. It's hard to sell the idea that hair isn't a big deal in a movie where hair is the big bad monster. The whole movie is a conversation about how our hair impacts the way we are perceived and accepted amongst ourselves and others. While it is a conversation worth having in the Black community, it is interesting that there is never a conversation around the male character's hair. Each Black man in this movie has a trendy hairstyle that does not conform to whiteness, and no one ever asks any of them to change their hair. It's almost as if their hair has no bearing on their lives. This is particularly notable to me since the difference between a Black man wearing dreads or a fade, for example, is noticeable in the real world. This also stands out to me because in this story, women's hairstyle choices have a significant impact. Through Anna, we see the idea that women are somehow more impressive, attractive, or successful according to how acceptable their hair is. From childhood, Anna is faced with the idea of hair as a form of conformity. Firstly, with the relaxer that would somehow make her and her light-skinned cousin look like sisters. Then repeatedly with her current and would-be jobs that are all outside of her grasp due to her non-conforming hair. It would be cool if our hair had no real impact in the real world, but that's just not true. As a Black woman, you aren't dressed or put together until your hair is done. A perfect example of this is the H&M Messy Hair campaign and the idea that someone should be ashamed for putting out images of these little Black girls not put together. Whether you choose to wear your hair as smooth and straight as possible, kinky, curly, or somewhere in between, it matters. The fact that going natural in today's world is still an ordeal, regardless of where you fall on the hair type scale, may be proof that we still got a ways to go before it is honestly just hair. It would be nice if it was just hair for us, especially since there's a level of freedom and self-confidence that we may not get to experience as long as it's more than hair to us. Life lesson number 2. Change your attitude about yourself, change your life. At first glance, this movie seems to be saying, change your hair, change your life. This is an easy conclusion to draw since everything seems to center around hair. However, I wonder if Anna is ignored because of her hair or her overall appearance and approach to life. Edna Knight has dreads, and she's the EVP of programming. Her 2 friends, Brooklyn and Sister Soul, have non-straight Black hairstyles, and they have their own show. Under Edna, culture has been like old BET, the version with shows like Video Soul and whatnot. If she went unnoticed in a room full of Black folk wearing Black hairstyles and trends of the time, working side by side with the EVP of programming who keeps promising her a raise and never comes through with her check or TV show, it's probably not her hair. Not convinced? Let me give you a few examples. Grant literally runs into her and never looks her in the face. He cares more about his coffee than the woman he just bumped into. He even asks, "She doesn't work here, does she?" as if she doesn't belong there. You could write Grant off as a jerk because, well, he is. But what about Julius dismissing her so easily in favor of Zora? Or Edna not giving her a raise in 4 years, or at least changing her job title when she created one of the best shows on the network? The development of a successful show is a great time to recognize an employee. Instead, Anna was overlooked in lieu of Julius, a receptionist who had been there a shorter period of time than she, and no one said a thing. Also, Anna shows up to an important meeting late, and the only people who notice are her friends. And let's not overlook her experience at the beauty salon. Obtaining this luxury hair is so painful that she's whimpering and smothering screams while her hair is being styled. She even passes out. But before doing so, she apologizes to the stylist for responding to the pain. I can't think of a situation where the injured party should be apologizing to the person who injured them. Comment below if you can think of one. Now, maybe her hair before the sew-in doesn't help, but her hair isn't the real issue. The real issue is how she views herself. She walks with her head down. She's in a secret sexual relationship with the guy that some would argue stole her job. Anna does the work of a producer. She has profitable ideas that the network has used, but she can't get paid well to be an assistant, let alone recognized for her actual contribution. This is clearly someone who doesn't know how to fight for herself, who is unaware of her own value. When Anna's hair changed, her overall appearance and approach to life changed also. Anna started walking with her head up. Her confidence shot up. It wasn't long before Anna was trying to get Sister Soul to change her hair too. Not to mention the way Anna moved through that party. She was a social butterfly in that setting. She was the it girl at that party, and some might say it was her beautiful hair and dress. But she wasn't the only woman in the room who met those qualifications. Her smile, bubbly personality, and energy is what stood out in that crowded room. There was a vast difference between Anna with the fro and the version of Anna that showed up at that party. It's not shocking that people took notice of her. And let's not overlook the way she was not afraid to tell Edna no because she finally had a good thing going at Colt. Anna's view of herself and her ability to own her own space in the world shifted, therefore her life did also. Life lesson number 3. Appearances matter. For Zora to suggest or require all her girls to flow freely, as she says, might be rude, but it is common for the time. Whether you like it or not, natural hair was not widely accepted 30 years ago. It is believable that Anna would have experienced some level of discrimination on the basis of her hair alone. For anyone to assume that Anna's appearance doesn't matter would be asinine. Anna is a wannabe producer and show host. She might be able to do the job well. She might even deserve the opportunity. But since she doesn't look like a producer and show host, it's not surprising that her bosses have not betted on her. Especially when you consider that she moves through the world as if she is apologizing for being in it. What stands out to me is the way they blame everything on her hair. No one makes comments about her clothes or shoes or anything else that makes up her total appearance. No one acknowledges her lack of visible stage presence. Instead, they talk about her hair as if it's the only reason they ignore her. And the most striking part about these comments is the subtext, which sounds a little like, you have the audacity to look like you look, be as dark as you are, and not have your hair done? Of course we don't take you seriously. Unfortunately, so many black women will have an experience where their natural hair, African features, or dark skin will be leveraged against them. After all, many white American beauty standards are meant to cut out people who look like Anna, or more specifically, all non ambiguous black on black girls and women. If we follow the logic of the movie, those who find themselves in situations where their natural features are used against them should just change their hair. In the real world, there is no cookie cutter, one size fit all way to handle these circumstances. If there is, I missed the memo. Comment below with your suggestions. Now I know somebody's wondering, well, did you even like the movie? Was it good or not? On a scale of 1 to 5 stars, where 1 star means I couldn't finish it, and 5 being this production was everything, I give Bad Hair 3 stars. The creative plot and various shades of blackness is a wonderful thing to see, but it tries to be too many things all at once. It speaks on African American history and folklore, and black women's cult-like dedication to their hair or overall image, while attempting to be a horror movie with a black cast. If it had reached the incredible feat of doing it all well, it would get 5 stars from me, but it missed the mark. Therefore, I would give it 3 stars. Now it's your turn. Don't forget to share, subscribe, hit the bell, and or tell me your thoughts down in the comments. Did you like the movie? Did you learn anything? Or was it just a good time?